Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, and indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including a bunch of trailers that dropped for like Expendables 4. The new Poor Things trailer dropped. Emma Stone as a, Frankenstein monster? Very interesting. Christopher Nolan lets us know where he likes to sit in a movie theater. We got Hocus Pocus 3, Wednesday, Season 2, Scream 7, but we start off today's show by talking about Tom Holland quits acting. I can't believe it. Tom Holland says that he's taking a year off due to brutal crowded room shoot. The show did break me. Ah yes, the crowded room. That's not show. It's a series that's going to be on Apple TV Plus, where he plays a victim, sort of. He gets bullied a lot, and then somebody saves him from being bullied, and then he gets welcomed into their house and stuff, and then he realizes the people that saved him might be actual kidnappers of some kind. And I saw the trailers for it. It looks like he was going down to some dark places in it for sure. I don't have Apple TV Plus. I don't plan to have Apple TV Plus, but I hear good things about his acting, at least in this. The Crowded Room. Yes, and it's a period piece from 1979. It was a tough time for sure, Holland said. He told Extra. We were exploring certain emotions that I definitely never experienced before, and then on top of that, being a producer, dealing with the day-to-day problems that come with that. Any film set just added to that extra level of pressure. So he was producing this as well, and I guess it was the workload. I mean, come on, the workload came on too much. We know that Spider-Man 4 just got pushed back because of the writer's strike and stuff. So, hey man, if you're going to take a time off from work, this is probably the best time to do it, right? Holland said he loved the learning curve of becoming a producer, but the juggling of two roles while playing a character in a severe mental health state pushed him past his breaking point. Yeah, I'm no stranger to hard work, he says. I've lived the idea that hard work is good work. Then again, how did you break me? There did come a time I needed a break and disappeared and went to Mexico for a week. Again, hey, if you got the money. Mexico is not a place that I would go. For a week, time on a beach and lay low. Because I value my kidneys. I don't want to wake up in a bathtub full of ice. Anyway, I'm now taking a year off. James, did you just insult everybody from Mexico? No, you just hear the horror stories of, I guess he's rich enough that he could go to the higher end places. It is what it is. So it goes on to embellish it a little bit, saying that he had a bit of a meltdown in his personal life. Oh, well, that sucks. That sucks because he's with Zendaya right now, so it's kind of like you don't want to have a meltdown with her around. It's probably something that we should be cognizant of. But yeah, I agree with Tom Holland. You got to be aware of your mental health. If you're not being able to hold it together, and if taking time off work is what you need to do, hey, I'm with you, boss. I mean, I'm pulling down 2 right now, so it's kind of like, it is what it is, right? Arglass Viking says in the live chat that you just lost all your Mexican viewers, LOL. Well, I was just trying to be humorous, and maybe it was a little bit tasteless, but you got to move on. This is the way it is. What do you guys think about that Tom Holland story? Him taking a year off from acting and stuff like that. As I said, this is probably the right time for him to do it. Just because we got a whole bunch of other things going on. Could there be a SAG strike as well coming down the works? Possibly. Guys, if you don't know, yeah, we do a live show 11 a.m. Eastern. Usually it's Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. But because yesterday we watched The Little Mermaid and compared it to the live action one. That was a lot of fun. We do a lot of that kind of stuff here on the channel. Mirror Domains, and you can see all my social media handles right there. Okay, guys, yesterday, the Expendables 4 trailer dropped and everybody was wow, I can't believe that this actually looks pretty good. I watched the trailer myself. We'll take a look at the snapshots of the trailer in just a minute. Newcomers, Megan Fox, Tony Jaa, 50 Cent is in there. Yeah, that's cool. Now, we know that this movie is going to be somewhat of a passing of the torch, right? It's like Stallone is going to kind of like hand it off to Statham now. I'll tell you this. I like the vibe of this trailer. You know, you can feel the excitement in it. It's a lot different than a fast trailer, like for Fast 10 or something like that. Because, well, yeah, it was fun. The gimmick for the first ones were, yeah, you're going to get Arnold, Sylvester Stallone, and Bruce Willis all together, and they're going to fight bad guys together. That was kind of like the charm, the mystique of it, right? But this one, and now it's just realizing, okay, it's an action flick. Statham's going to do a lot of more of the heavy lifting in this one. I guess Megan Fox is going to be his girlfriend in this or something. Okay. But then Sylvester Stallone shows up. Do I even know any of their character names? And we're watching the fourth one? No. But he just basically comes out and says, hey, I got this thing I need your help with. And it's kind of like, okay. Statham's like, I need better friends. But Statham, he can carry things. He did the Meg and stuff like that, and that worked out fine. Yeah, he's got his box office. And then they are still bringing in new people like 50 Cent and stuff like that. Dolph Lundgren's back in this, so that looks pretty cool. This September, guys, Expendables 4 should be just a fun popcorn ride. And what I was saying about this is why this is different from a fast movie is that it's got the same kind of tone that, yeah, this is big over the top action stuff, but this does not have the feeling of we're going to be watching a car drive down a dam with CGI effects going down behind it kind of thing, right? It's not going to be kind of like that. They do the stunts in this. They do the stunt work like this. Well, of course, the background here is probably CG, but this up here, the front of it looks like it's a practical set, and it does look like somebody's going to be actually jumping through the air. And hopefully this crew, this team, has chemistry, and it does. I don't even know who this girl is, but we'll take a look at the IMDb in just a minute. But yeah, it's somebody really jumping off the back of a car. It's real things happening, right? But James, didn't you see the behind-the-scenes footage of Fast 10 where they were throwing cars off the... Yeah, yes, I saw that stuff. I'm just saying that it doesn't have that over-the-top feel to it where it's kind of like, wink, wink, this really can't happen in real life. This is the cartoon kind of thing. It's not like that. It's still somewhat, dare I say, a little bit grounded, despite the fact that they are still using, this looks like it's a shot on the volume of some kind. Right? So it just looks like it's going to be lots of fun. Expendables 4, I never thought that I would be looking forward to it, is it? Yeah, 50 Cent. Tours. Yeah, some of these people I don't know. They'll die when they're dead. So I like the trailer a lot. Let's go down and take a look at what some of the comments are, because it had over 1 million views in 22 hours. That's good. I hope we get a cameo from Jet Li. His health has improved a lot. He wouldn't have had to fight to make me happy. Yeah, it sucks that Jet Li had that health problem that just kind of took him off the stage, right? That sucks. I would love to see Donnie Yen as the main villain and Dave Bautista as his right-hand man. Well, some people are just putting their wish lists together. I'm sure Dwayne Johnson will want his spin-off. I don't know about that. But yeah, you could start to bring in like Dwayne Johnson. Dave Bautista says, I'm starting to get the impression that he wants to move on from this kind of action-y kind of stuff. Donnie Yen, maybe. That would be kind of cool to see Donnie Yen in there as a bad guy. Just wish Clint Eastwood appears in this movie as a short cameo. Yeah. Well, that kind of gimmick of bringing in the older people, I think that's done now. Now you want to try to bring in the younger crew, and that's what you really get with this one, right? Expendables 4 had a new poster out as well. Yeah, we can take a look at that poster, I suppose. Blow that up just a little bit. Yeah, all the guns in there, taking the mohawk. Um, that's not something I would like to put up on my wall, but it's there. Going back to the main cast page, let's take a look. I thought that Andy Garcia in this was going to, I thought once he said that it was going to be like, yeah, he's going to be the bad guy. Jason Statham, Lee Christmas. See, again, I didn't even know his name, Megan Fox. Nobody, who calls them by their character names, right? Tony Jaa, he's the bad guy, right? Iko Uwais, Randy Couture. Yeah. So, was it Levi Tran is Flash? I don't know. But yeah, cast, Dolph Lundgren's back. Yeah, no Arnold in this one, guys. It was made aware that Arnold had come out and said that he didn't want to be a part of this one anymore. It was time to pass the torch on, kind of thing, and that's what they're doing. And hopefully it resonates with fans. If it got that many views for the trailer, it should be okay for a September haul. September 22nd is when this comes out. It should be okay. Because remember last year, around the September, August time, it was like things really slowed down at the box office. It needed a big hit. It needed a big fun ride at the theater because Black Adam was supposed to come out then and it didn't. It got pushed, which was a huge mistake. But anyway, this one looks like it should land in there and hopefully be that kind of fun September 22nd. Like, yeah, that's like the right time of year where you need a nice pick-me-up popcorn flick at the movies, and that's what I believe Expendables 4 is going to deliver. What do you guys think about that trailer? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Okay. Are you guys Emma Stone fans? I am. I'm a huge Emma Stone fan. And the new trailer for Poor Things just dropped. Poor Things stars Emma Stone and is directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. The synopsis reads, the incredible tale and fantastical evolution of Bella Baxter, a young woman brought back to life by the brilliant and unorthodox scientist Dr. Goodwin Baxter. So it's a variation on the Frankenstein story, but this time around, Willem Dafoe is playing like the Dr. Frankenstein character, and then Emma Stone's playing the creation, the monster kind of thing. And the trailer that just dropped, well, that's a cool poster. I like that poster. Not that one so much. That one is a little bit more abstract. But if you're not aware of this director, he does a lot of other abstract stuff, like he did The Lobster, Killing of a Sacred Deer. Actually, they didn't even mention that one in this one. But it looks like it's going to be a mix of some black and white footage for flashbacks and stuff. Or I'm not sure exactly. But it's a little bit racy there. A little bit more racier than I thought it was going to be. We do have some color stuff. So Emma Stone playing that kind of character that's like finding herself, like, trying to learn how the world works and kind of that kind of thing. I thought it looked kind of, it has that whimsy kind of artistic-y kind of thing going for it, where it's kind of like, I don't know, man, this could be pretentious. It could be very pretentious, but it looks like Emma Stone is doing some interesting things in here. Of course, Willem Dafoe here also is. The makeup on him, extending the chin and stuff here and stuff, that's got to help him get into character. But yeah, playing the mad scientist, I had to see how this goes, man. Because Emma Stone is a great talent. The production design, like look at costuming design, definitely screams art house film, right? And what I meant by racy, it looks like she was being used for other means in this trailer. Now this looks like volume. This looks like a volume set. We were just talking about that for the Expendables 4 trailer. But yeah, you can tell that this looks like a volume set. Well, whatever. Again, once you see it on the big screen, I think it should be fine. Mark Ruffalo is also in this. He looks like he's giving a rather interesting performance. I don't know who this guy is. I I guess he falls in love with her, I guess, Mark Ruffalo. Very interesting. Let's just take a look at the snapshot of his. Yeah, so it's kind of like Poor Things. I'm intrigued, for sure. Did you guys watch the trailer? Let me know if you did. Let's go down and take a look at some of the comments. This looks like an acid trip I wouldn't mind taking. Frankenstein monster story by Lanthimos. Count me in. The Lobster and Killing of the Sacred Deer are two of my favorite films. Yeah, Willem Dafoe is like Frankenstein and his monster. Crazy, I like it. Got a Tim Burton vibe. Tim Burton. Looks messed up. Gonna watch it. Yeah, that's what most people will think about this. This looks tame compared to Yorgos' previous work. Dogtooth. And Get Back to Me. I never watched Dogtooth. But I liked The Lobster. Lobster was okay. I absolutely hated Killing of the Sacred Deer first time I saw it, but because it's the subject matter. This is a director that will take an interesting idea and then just push it into very uncomfortable realms where you're like, I don't like this. In fact, I hate this. This makes me feel really bad inside. But then when you were able to sit back, like after watching Killing of a Sacred Deer, after you're able to sit back and go, well, the acting was good. Cinematography was good. Yeah, I didn't enjoy the way it made me feel, but it was a good movie. It was a damn good movie, actually, when you think about it. September 8th, Poor Things. So hopefully this one won't have that same kind of jarring first impression of a film. That's what I would like to see from Yorgos. But if it has the same kind of after effects, like, you know, after it settles a bit, I'll be on board for it. Poor Things, a Frankenstein story with Emma Stone. Very interesting trailer indeed. And I am an Emma Stone fan. Cruella was kind of like, yeah, again, they were just trying to make the bad guy kind of sympathetic. I didn't like that, but whatever. I like La La Land. I didn't think it was the best movie of the year or anything. But what else has she got coming up? Cruella 2 is in pre-production. The Curse TV series and something called And is in post-production. Louis Vuitton, Zombieland, Double Tap. I wish they would round out Zombieland as a trilogy somehow. I wish they would. Of course, she's stunningly beautiful. I like the costumings of Cruella. But we're not talking about that, James. We're talking about Poor Things. What do you guys think about this trailer? Did you like the raciness of it? Like where they were taking the character, doing weird things. It seems like a lot of people are. I liked it. All right. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Let's take some live comments. Okay. Let's get into it. Ahsoka trailer. Yeah, we'll talk about this Ahsoka trailer in a bit. It's not really anything. It's just a few seconds of stuff. And later on today, I am going to be publishing, I just shot a short video about the lightsabers. It's going to probably not make a lot of people happy. We'll talk about that when we get to there. Real footage, like basically any Jackie Chan movie. Well, except for his newer one. What was that called? The one where it's all CG backgrounds. Yeah, that one looked... you're talking about Expendables there. Chris Schober also says it's a bummer that we don't get Arnold for Expendables 4. Yeah, Chuck Norris was the best cameo for Expendables. Yeah, he was in number... He was in number 2, right? Or was it number 3? And he didn't even want to do that cameo, apparently. And if he did, he had a lot of restrictions. Like, he didn't want to be shown killing anybody anymore. That's why even before he got on the set, before he showed up, it was just explosions, right? How old is Emma Stone? Wait, they're going to do an Expendables 5? I don't know. You should really check. Yes, we're going to check out. It's in the hit or miss stuff, so don't worry about that. There we go. Let's talk about Jodie Comer. Guys, if you're in North America, especially in the north east, here in Canada, we've got a lot of wildfires going on in Ontario and in Quebec. The air has been not so great. It's got like forest fire smoke, and that just can be dense and polluted. And if you, it's trickled down into the States there, and if you've seen like footage of the New York skyline over the last couple of days, it's been terrible. Absolutely awful. And I guess it has started to impact some entertainment stuff like ball games they've canceled. And apparently now it's starting to cancel some Broadway performances. Really, but that's inside. Guys, it still gets inside. You can still smell it. And if you're very sensitive to that kind of stuff, it will affect you. And it apparently has affected Jodie Comer. Jodie Comer. What the heck is going on with this? Why is that still playing? Sorry. Guys, I don't know what's going on here. Jodie Comer. Let's talk about that. Jodie Comer leaves prima facie Broadway performance after 10 minutes, saying she can't breathe due to NYC air crisis. So yeah, they were still trying to push through some of these. Holy, they were. Sorry, somebody just started. I'm gonna start this story over again. Lawnmowers are here. Guys, the air quality here in North America has not been the greatest, especially if you lived in the Northeast. Here in Canada, in Ontario and Quebec, we've had a lot of forest fires, and that's kind of trickled down into the States, including New York, and it's canceled things in the entertainment industry, like ball games and such. But apparently, it has started to hit Broadway performances. Jodie Comer leaves prima facie Broadway performance after 10 minutes. Says she can't breathe due to the NYC air crisis. Yeah, somebody posted online a time lapse of a 3-hour period where it started off a little bit hazy, but then by like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it was like orange, like this color of the sky. Now that's bad. And I've been in some bad forest fires because I grew up in Western Canada, northwestern Canada, where there's a lot more forest fires on a yearly basis. I've driven beside where there's fire right up along the side of the road and stuff. But I can attest that it can be really heavy. When it's heavy and thick, when it actually changes the color of the sky, yes, that's when it's awful. So apparently, even with indoor events, it's starting to affect things in the entertainment industry. And Jodie Comer, who we just last saw in Free Guy, and apparently might be up for the Invisible Woman role, although I hear it's probably going to be Margot Robbie. Says she can't perform because it's only Jodie Comer says she can't perform because it's not pleasant. Jodie Comer is getting rave reviews for her performance. One-woman Broadway play, Prima Facie, June 7th performance was cut short due to air quality crisis. Yeah, man, if you got to be going off the stage and breathing into like one of those oxygen masks, that's got to be awful. Oh, yeah. It's bad. And then also to be sitting in the theater with a bunch of people. Whew, yeah. I don't know if I could handle it. I couldn't handle it. New York City is in its second day of terrible air quality. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm sorry. It's hey, if it affects you guys too, it's affecting us. Came through here too. Like my car is just covered with dust and terrible. Like it's just come in at the end of the day, you're feeling like you're wearing it, like you've been sitting by a campfire. That's pretty much what it's been like. So imagine trying to work in that. Yeah. So it's starting to affect things, and hopefully it said it was supposed to start to clear up by next week. So sooner rather than later. I pulled that story because it is something that's trending. It is something that's happening. I thought we would just address how it's affecting the entertainment industry. Anyway, we like Jodie Comer here and wish her the best. The Flash comes out next week, guys. This week, Transformers Rise of the Beast drops, but next week, Flash drops. One I'm really anticipating because I hear the great things. The Flash director says working with Ezra Miller was one of his best experiences with an actor. Okay. Well, what is this? Is this a spin article of some kind? Is this he trying to like save the reputation of the film? so far the buzz for the Flash has been fairly good. So I don't know why. I guess he's saying that it was good working with Ezra Miller. I'm just trying to recall here if even like Zack Snyder said that it was a good experience working with him. He seemed to play ball once he was on set. It was just all the behind the scenes drama that, yeah, that got a lot of people kind of like shaking their heads saying, should we really be working with this guy? We know that there's supposed to be a sequel script for Flash in case Flash makes $1 billion. I don't think that it will, though, guys. I knew it from the movies. I've seen him with them because he's a they, them. Oh, sorry, Ezra's a they, them. It wasn't until I met them then that I realized that they were an impeccable comedian as well. Talking about Ezra Miller. Quote, given that there's lots of levity and humor in the story, there's this odd couple we created with the original Barry Allen and the young Barry, and they have these differences which make them a couple at odds. Okay, so it's sort of like a puff piece, and just out of respect for people who are not fans of what Ezra Miller has done, we will not embellish that. But the Flash Rotten Tomato score, because the embargo is dropped now, people are allowed to publish their reviews for it. Oh, that's the TV show. My bad. Sorry. Guys, I'm not pressing anything weird. 72%. But from people who saw it like months ago at that stupid CinemaCon or whatever it is, I wish they would stop showing people that at CinemaCons. They need to stop that stuff, really. And it's not because I'm not there. It's because that buzz is gone. It's totally gone. And now they've had to do stories like this to try to rebuild that buzz because it was too far away. That CinemaCon thing was just way too far away. It was like 2 months ago or something, right? If it was a month before the release, then yes, because you want to have that snowball effect. And it's just, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to rag on about that. I think the tracking for this was lower than what they wanted. But if people go and see The Flash and come out of it saying that, yeah, it's a fun time at the movies, then stuff like this, they don't need to put out puff pieces like this anymore because the word of mouth will sell it, right? And you got to remember, a lot of common people who don't follow the movie news stuff like we do, they don't care about this, what's going on with Ezra Miller. They probably don't even know that he's, was in trouble with the law and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, they were in trouble with the law and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, yeah. It's just it's me doing my diligence of keeping my finger on the pulse of what's going on with the Flash movie. That's what this kind of a headline is, at least for me. That's what I take out of it. Artglass says, I was amazed how bad the smog was in NYC. Yeah. The people at CinemaCon watched an unfinished movie, so a fair appraisal. Well, yeah, that too. I heard the CinemaCon version was not going to be like the finished one that people would be seeing in the theatrical, because there would be some differences with post-credit scenes and stuff like that that weren't attached to that copy. Yeah, again, I didn't like that practice. I don't like that practice. I know that goes against the grain of what most people want to hear, because they just want to hear something. But I just feel like as a marketing tool, it kind of doesn't do the result. It doesn't deliver the result that they want, right? Anyway. Chris Schober says, I heard that scream, Sam. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. Christopher Nolan says that his favorite spot in the theater is the middle. Well, that's for a lot of people the same. Let's take a look at this, because Christopher Nolan has his new Oppenheimer movie coming out. And again, he's out doing press. And somebody asked him, what is his favorite seat in movies? It really depends on the theater, guys. Because sometimes there's the IMAX theater, there's AVX theater, there's smaller theaters. And it really depends on how big the grading of the stadium seating is, for me at least. And it depends on how many people are in the theater, too. If there's nobody else in the theater, I prefer closer. If there's a lot of people in the theater, I prefer near the aisle. It really all depends, man. But let's just take a look at what he said, what his favorite parts were. So, in a quote with the Associated Press, he says, "When I'm in a theater that's CinemaScope ratio, I like to be right near the front." Okay. So he likes to be right. Whoops. So he likes to be right near the front. I like to be right near the front middle of the third row. When I'm in a stadium IMAX, I actually like to be a little behind the center, right up the middle. Okay, no surprise there with being in the middle. So a little further back. Okay, there you go. If you ever wondered about where Nolan likes to sit, July 21st is when Oppenheimer comes out. Just just a fun little article there. Not that much. Oppenheimer. Yeah, marketing's ramping up for that too. Hocus Pocus 3, we talked about this the other day, a couple days ago. We heard that Disney was developing a Hocus Pocus 3 because I guess people really like Hocus Pocus 2. Now we have a director, Anne Fletcher's returning to direct from a Jen D'Angelo script. Hocus Pocus 2 is going to be the director from that is going to be coming back for Hocus Pocus 3, and why not? Hey, if they had good working chemistry, that's something else that you would want to keep on. We've seen that practice happen a bit. And hey, you got to do it sooner rather than later because some of these actresses are, well, they're not getting any younger. Which means that I really, really need to start trying to schedule in Hocus Pocus 2 watch along. Maybe next year. Before the third one comes out, we'll watch it. Maybe we'll do a 3-day event. We'll watch the first one, second one, and then watch the third one. The trilogy to cap it all out. So the same director's back from the second to the third one. Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler, and that lady. And that lady. Oh, that's very good reporting, James. Nanjiani was her name. I forgot her name. Jimmy. Yeah. Jimmy. That's her name. Anyway. Sorry. Kathy Najimy. Yeah. Not too much there. Not too much about that. Let's talk about Wednesday season 2. Because some headlines have come out about that. Jenna Ortega has been talking about Wednesday season 2. Wednesday season 2, Jenna Ortega confirms the plan to ditch romance and lean into horror. Yeah, there was like a love triangle romance kind of thing going on with the first season. Is it going to be with this guy or that guy? She blew off this one guy, and it's like it was there. For me, that wasn't the highlight of it. It was more like the mystery. I like the mystery, trying to figure out who done it kind of thing of the first one, which I really enjoyed. And of course, I like Jenna Ortega's performance. The dance scene is iconic. Everybody's been trying to do that. So she's confirming here that they're ditching the romance angle. Okay, so she told Jimmy Fallon, so she must have been on Fallon, that they were thinking of boosting the horror aspect of the show and getting Wednesdays out of the romantic situation while the writers are now on strike. That they're going to get rid of the romance and lean into horror. Okay. I got no complaints about that. You don't need to have the romance every season, right? Just have it there, set it up for something maybe if you go to season 3 or something like that. Because this is kind of like the Hogwarts situation, right? Every year is going to be another, each season is going to be like another year for her at school, which she's getting up there in age. So they got to, like, that was high school, right? So it's only going to be 1 or 2 more years, and then they can switch to college. If not college next season. It would probably be like her graduation next season. And then who knows where it'll go from there. But I had lots and lots of fun here watching Wednesday season 1. We did a full live watch along here on the channel. We had those watch alongs with you guys are so much fun because it's like, and I prefer when it's a weekly thing than a dropping all at once kind of thing where we just got to burn through like 8 episodes in 2 days, and it's like, wow, that's a lot of material. That's a lot of stuff to do. I wouldn't be able to do it anymore. But when Ahsoka comes out, and we'll talk about Ahsoka in a little bit, we'll be doing watch-alongs for that one as well. That's probably our next series watch-along, because Stranger Things isn't coming out this year. Anyway, in a conversation with Elle Fanning's Actors on Actors. Oh yeah, that's out now too. She had an Actors on Actors thing where two actors talk with each other, her and Elle Fanning, which is one I really want to check out. She said, quote, "We've decided we want to lean into the horror aspect of the show a little bit more because it's so lighthearted, and a show like this with vampires and werewolves and superpowers, you don't want to take yourself too seriously. Plus, we're ditching the romantic love interest for Wednesday, which is really great." Okay, good. Yeah, because then, well, you don't want to alienate like the teen crowd that comes for that kind of gossipy stuff, but just go more with the mystery stuff. That's the way I would say. What do you guys think about the quote for Wednesday season 2? That it's going to be a while off for that too, because of the writer's strike and everything like that too. So don't. Hopefully, that gets settled and they can start shooting that and have it next year. Hopefully. But if somebody came out and said Wednesday season 2 is not going to be until 2025, I wouldn't be shocked by that either. In fact, it's probably leaning more towards that, which kind of sucks. Sorry, I got to drink my coffee. 37 minutes, it's been sitting there and it's starting to get cold. Well, it happens. Let's talk about Scream 7. Melissa Barrera wants to explore Samantha Carpenter's mental health for Scream 7. This one obviously isn't going to come out next year because when they shot Scream 6, they had already begun shooting it by this time last year to come out by March. And I haven't heard any inklings about the script or who's going to come in and direct it. So it's kind of like, I think Scream 7 is going to be 2025 as well, like Wednesday season 2. But Melissa Barrera is the main character, and she says she wants to explore the mental health of her character in Scream 7. And, well, if you want to keep the continuation of, like, the evolution of that character, Melissa Barrera can do it. She's got range. She does, and I want to see her work and play with some scenes. Really, again, that would, of course, bring in Skeet Ulrich, whatever, which way you want to pronounce it. As Billy. She said, quote, "There are so many places that Sam could go. There's one of the reasons that when I read the script for Scream 5, I was so interested in the character. There's so much potential here of what she could go with her mental health. She's just unpredictable." Yeah. I find that darkness in her makes her much more interesting to play and watch. Yeah, because she was fighting that instinct that from her father and stuff like that. You can dive into a little bit more of that, but it's not going to be like a serious character study. The Scream films have never been that. They've been kind of like a whodunit. Oh my God, we're in a terrible situation. People are dying around us, kind of figure out who the killer is, kind of thing. Well, there's got to be some room for that. I think there could be room for that. Yeah, I like Scream 6. We need to do a full watch along for Scream 6 because we did all the other 5, guys. That's up on the channel as well too. Lots of fun things for you guys to find here on the channel. Mirror Domains, for sure. Artglass says the writer's strike to me is like food in a restaurant. I'm focused on what is being served to me, not what is in the kitchen or on stove. I wish the writers well, but their battle is beyond my control. Yeah, and it's affecting everything. SAG comes up like next month, right? So we'll have to see what happens with that. And then if that gets shut down, then all of these things get shut down. I hope it gets settled. And gets settled in a way that the writers get some of the concessions that they want. 11:39, James. All right, we got a big string of hit or miss stuff. Talking about the strike. Let's keep on with that. If it's a hit, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, we'll move on. But for Native American writers, right here, protest is a constant. The strike is an average Tuesday for us. Well, yeah, I'm talking about inclusion and stuff like that. But I'm guys, as much as like I am somewhat of a, we are minority, I suppose. I still think that the best man for the job should get the job. You shouldn't get the job simply because of your skin color. You shouldn't. And I don't like diversity mandates. Oh, I can't hire you, even though you're the best person for the job. You submitted the best script. I got to take that guy over there because of diversity mandates. I don't like that either. It's a double-edged sword. I understand that. But protest is a constant. The strike is average Tuesday for us. Yeah, there's always that uphill battle when you're minorities or not visible to the commonplace people, because there's a collective pool that goes on in Hollywood where it's just a certain pool of writers that get the same jobs over and over again. And that's just because of notoriety. They were allowed to get their foot in the door in one place, like Lindelof. Oof. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And then they just kind of like, oh, here's a script that's not working. Let's give it to this guy over here. We've worked with him before. And that's the way that things tend to go. So it's hard to get a new person in, a fresh perspective like that. Yeah. You've heard that in countless situations, in countless guilds or countless situations where they're negotiating contracts, bargaining agreements, those kinds of things. You heard that. So just to acknowledge fellow brothers and sisters out there fighting that battle. Hey, this is my platform. I can say whatever I want. So I will give my appreciation and nod to keep on fighting. Try to get your voice heard. There you go. I said my piece. What's next? Bryan Singer developing documentary to address sexual assault allegations against him. Now, guys, I was somebody who started off being a Bryan Singer fan. I think still most people really like Usual Suspects. Kaiser Soze, and they don't even care about the director. I can't watch it anymore, simply because of what Bryan Singer has done, which makes it really hard for me to watch his X-Men movies as well. Superman Returns. Guys, this guy is a dirtbag. He truly is. He doesn't deserve our respect, in my opinion. And I won't be watching any kind of documentary to address the allegations against him. He's on par. Thinking about The Usual Suspects, you got not only Kevin Spacey in that film, who's also a big dirtbag, but you got Bryan Singer, the director. So, like, Usual Suspects is off the table for me. I can still tolerate some Kevin Spacey movies, like American Beauty, but and Seven, right? But Bryan Singer, no, I'm not interested, dude. Get on my face. I don't want to see you. Just go away. The avenue of filmmaking for you, Bryan Singer, is over. And I don't think anybody should ever give him money again, and I don't think anybody should go out and see his films anymore. You feel dirty. You feel dirty. I'm not going to talk to his allegations or anything like that. That's a miss for me. All right, this could be a hit. I want to talk about this. What a Disney-powered Vision Pro means for the entertainment future. Yes, they're going to launch this, next year or something? Or this virtual reality kind of thing that, hey guys, it's just another iteration of that kind of stuff. You put the goggles on, it's supposed to be well immersive, it's going to wrap around you and stuff. You'll be able to move your head around and stuff like that. Will it revolutionize the theater going experience? Possibly. Because I'll tell you this, if you put this thing on and you're just say I'm sitting here in my gaming chair and I sit this feels like the theater seats that I sit in my theater. So if I were to just put that headset on and it would feel like I'm sitting in a theater, why would I go to the theater, right? Why would I do that? The screen would be big, and then I wouldn't have to, like we just talked about theater seating. Like, where do you want to sit in the theaters? And I said that if there's a lot of people in the theater, then I tend to sit over to the side because I want to make sure that I'm not going to be crammed in. I don't want, people kicking the seat behind me or anything like that. So it's kind of like I sit in the less populated area of the theater when there's full. This would mean that you don't care about that because you could sit in the best spot in the theater, just like Christopher Nolan said in his segment there that we talked about, for optimization. Always. The thing is about that is that you would lose the audience reactions. Like when you go to see a scary movie and everybody's like screaming at the same moment, right? Going, getting jarred. Or in a comedy, everybody's laughing at the same time. The last comedy that I saw was the book club Next Chapter. Lots of people were laughing at the same time, man. And even in Fast X, everybody cheered when Gal Gadot showed up, kind of thing, right? We'll have to see. Hopefully, Rise of the Beasts that opens up today gets the same reactions. Hopefully, it does. But yeah, could this immersion thing? They've been trying to get it off the ground for like even back in Nintendo days. Remember, we had to put on those, and it was like red. It was red. It was like, ugh. Again, it's one of those things that's trying to push the 3D experience, the immersive experience. But if they can do that, if they can replicate that theater experience, I may tend to go with that. And who knows? I said it may forego the audience reactions, but they could put audiences in there with like a laugh track kind of thing going on. They could. Yeah. Argyle says, I still latecomers don't disturb me to get just by and film because, oh yeah, I hate that too. I hate when people come, like some people still come in 20 minutes after the film starts. Like, I mean, not 20 minutes after the start time. Like, we know that there's like 10, 15 minutes of like credits and trailers and commercials and stuff. But like, I mean, like if the show starts at 7:00 and usually starts like around 7:15, I'm talking like people still come in like around 7:30, 7:35ish to start watching the film that started at 7. And it's like, what are you doing? There's another showing at 8:00. It's like I don't understand people. Like, again, but that's the people that go to theaters that watch things like Fast 10 and stuff and just don't care. They don't care. Anyway, that's not us. That's me. And maybe this will be beneficial for people like me that just wants that immersive experience with just to be there by myself kind of thing. I hear things like you can sit at the bottom of the ocean and just look around and stuff like that. Who knows? But I'll keep my eye on this. Keep my eye on this for sure. See how it drives the industry going forward. It's something that we all have to be mindful of, right? All right, what's next? The Iron Sheik passed on yesterday. Yes, I saw this too. Rest in peace, the Iron Sheik. Wrestling legend Hassan Khosrow. Anyway, the Iron Sheik, Ali Vaziri, dies at 81. 81 years old. I remember the Iron Sheik. This is back when I used to watch wrestling. Yeah, he was one of the bad guys, right? He was with that. He usually teamed up with that guy from the USSR, wasn't it? The Russian guy. I forgot what his name was. But yeah, they became like Legion of Doom or something like that. 81 years. 81 it's on the younger side of the time to start to expire. Lower 80s is up there, but I said it countless times. Once you're over 80, anything over that is like, it's got to be said as a life well lived, right? Not everybody's entitled to live to like 95 or 100. And some people don't want to live that long. where every day is kind of like a pain. He was a wrestler. He put on the muscle and stuff like that. Some of the wrestlers, because they worked out like that so hard, like when they're older and stuff, their joints are shot. All right, there you go. Rest in peace, Iron Sheik. I'm guessing the official trailer for Ahsoka is going to be released on YouTube late July. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about Ahsoka, guys. It's not really a new spot. It was kind of like a TV spot. It was only like 30 seconds. Ahsoka with the release date, August. August 13th, it said, right? Sorry, I gotta speed this up. So, Thrawn, that's Thrawn, August 23rd, sorry. It doesn't really show that much more than what we got before. I made the point that it's going to be cool to see some of the characters that fans will be wanting to see, like Sabine and stuff. And I do love Rosario Dawson as this character. I think this is, again, just like Ursula with Melissa McCarthy. This is perfect casting. I agree with some of the fans that her horns, her things or whatever they're called, should be longer due to her age. They should be bigger and taller. Because it didn't quite age her up. But Dave Filoni, he's directing all of this. He wrote Ahsoka. He did the first Clone Wars movie. So Dave Filoni, it's his character, whatever he decides. My criticism about it was the lightsabers. I don't like the new lightsabers. Because for a lot of these shots here that we see, this is the orange blade. We seen behind the scenes stuff of like the throne room fight scene of like Rey and what they did was they would just put a fluorescent tube at the end of the hilt, and then they would just cut out the top part, either through CGI later on. They would just put it on, and what happens was, for me, why I don't like them is because it just feels like it's just a fluorescent tube. Looking at the trailer, it looks very much like it's just a tube. It's just a light. It doesn't feel like it's a weapon that can cut through anything, right? When we watch the original footage of Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader together, and he lights up, they light up their blades. Back then, they would have those flashy things put on the hilt so that when they hit together, they're actually hitting something. But then people would have to go in and paint these on. And what happened when they had to paint these on, like the actual film, it wasn't straight. There was like a vibrating feeling to it, right? And you don't get that. See how it's kind of like pulsing? You don't get that with the new ones. The new ones, they just feel like it's a light bulb put on the end of a hilt. And that's just my complaint video about it. I'm going to post that later on. Just a small little gripe. But the Ahsoka trailer itself, I'm still excited for this series because it's Filoni, because it's Rosario Dawson, because they're going to mention Thrawn in this. August 23rd, guys, still 2 months away, more than 2 months away. 2.5 months away. But we will be doing full live watch-alongs here on the channel, and by then, guys, we'll be streaming in 1080. I've been fooling around with maybe streaming in 4K, and I'm going to be, by then, I think I'm going to be streaming on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time as well. So pay attention to that coming up. That's something coming down the works. I will be getting my new computer by the end of this month. My new computer will be here by the end of this month. So exciting times, guys. Exciting times for here on the channel Mirror Domains, for sure. Arcglass says, I bet the lightsabers will be the best part of Ahsoka and force pushing. Well, I hope so too. I mean, it's just it's not going to ruin the experience for me that I see the lightsabers like that. It's just kind of like a little bit of a nitpick, right? It just doesn't feel the same way. Argyle says, I agree, though. The original lightsaber effects were great for their time. Yeah. Yeah, because there's just something mesmerizing about, like, when she lights this up. It doesn't feel like it's got the same weight. And yeah, they're not as colorful here, but that's the way the camera should be picking them up. Right? See the pulsing. They pulse. But yeah, I don't know. They just haven't. I don't know why they chose to go a different route with it. I guess because they want one day. Like, see, yeah, that's just a bulb. Yeah. I've complained about it enough. All right, guys, that's it for me. That's all I got for hit or miss headlines. We know that Rise of the Beasts comes out today, and I'm just going to pull up the tomato score, and let's take a look at some of the early buzz. Now, I can't go out and see it this afternoon, but I will see it Saturday afternoon, and I will publish my straight out of the theater reaction on Saturday, and then we'll do a review on Sunday as well. So we'll be online every day until I get the new computer and everything like that. And then once we start streaming, I'll be streaming every morning when we get it. You guys are there's gonna be a change. We'll still be doing the movie news stuff, but like for the first hour, it'll just be me putting together the stories and stuff like that. And then I think it'll just be like a casual hour where I'll jam. And then at the 11 o'clock time, we'll go through and do the movie news stuff for like maybe not even a full hour of me jamming. I can't do that. But maybe 2 hours of stuff in there. Half an hour of me putting together the stories, half an hour of me jamming or just relaxing and stuff like that. Streaming, maybe playing a game of chess and stuff like that. Throwing that all in there. That's what we'll do. And then we'll just try to build up the audience, build our community. We are growing. We are slowing down a little bit. I haven't been as diligent as posting the shorts and stuff because that really helps grow the channel. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So Rise of the Beasts opens up today. It's got 55% by the critics, 88% by the audience. Critics are not liking. Yeah, as I said, there's that disconnect between critics and audience lately. I'm still excited for this. I want to see this. 2 hours and 7 minutes, so it's shorter than The Little Mermaid. That's good. That's good. And I just hope I'm going to be sitting there on Saturday, guys, with my big bag of popcorn. Just hopefully enjoying Optimus Primal take on Unicron. Yeah. Irish Dimes, who didn't like it, says, "Who cares, you pompous, droning, overrated haulage vehicle? Why are people still bothering with a toy commercial whose charm was long withered by the time the first Clinton..." What the heck are you talking about? Trying to bring in some politics in there. That's a bad. Yeah, we're not reading that one. People, or was it Paste Magazine? Paste Magazine? I never even heard of that. A genuinely entertaining summer blockbuster with its high point being Pete Davidson as Mirage. Yeah, I hear good things about Pete Davidson as Mirage. Looking forward to that. Byford DeHobbit in live chat says, some say Spider-Verse 2 will be Transformers Rise of the Beast of the weekend's box office. And that's possible. That's possible. Because Spider-Verse had such a huge opening weekend. Let's pull up last week's numbers. Spider-Verse had 120. So, and I don't think it's going to be like a 56% drop. I think it's going to be more like a 40% drop, guys. 45%. It's not going to be a big drop. So let's say let's say it drops 50%. That's 60 million this weekend. Spider-Verse, 60 million. Can Rise of the Beast It should. Rise of the Beast should make more than 70 million. It should. With these ratings, I got to start watching some other reviews, I guess, today and see what people are saying. Because as I said, I just wanted to hear people coming out of the theater saying, that was a lot of fun. A fun time at the movies. Some of the story was meh, but I hear good things about Pete Davidson. I want the Easter eggs to the throwbacks to like Generation 1 and stuff. As long as it's got that similar tone more towards Bumblebee movie than it does the Bayverse movies, I'll be fine with it. I'll be totally on fine with that. So, that's that. Let's go over and take a look at the old Twitterverse and round out our day. Because we'll go a little bit over time here today. Why not? I'm going to cut out that Tom Holland story and some of the other stories later on today. I don't know if I'll generate thumbnails for it. I should. I just don't got time for it. Jonas Brothers auditioned for Flairo in the Wicked movie. With Ariana Grande, right? Transformers, Secret Invasion. Oh, yeah, Secret Invasion had like a teaser out as well. Oh, yeah, we'll be watching. That'll probably be the next one that we'll watch, right? Secret Invasion. I do want to watch this one because of Samuel L. Jackson, and I do want to watch it because of Khaleesi. Emilia Clarke's in it. I'm not too interested with the Skrulls. I'll be honest. I'm not. I'm with the people that are kind of burned out with the, oh, it wasn't really that character. Oh, it was an alternate version of this character. It was, I'm done with that kind of stuff. But that's what the Skrulls are, James. You don't understand Secret Wars. We're building up to that in our Avengers movies. I just want to see why George Lucas is trending. Because I like George Lucas as a filmmaker. I respect him a lot. If you watch a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff of the making of Episode 1, 2, and 3, I thought George Lucas, he's got my respect as a filmmaker. He won me over. His thought process, putting together shots. He was always in the edit bay looking at stuff. Very diligent. And I got nothing but the highest respects for George Lucas. Okay. Diego Luna, looking sharp. Black suits him well, right? Is that black? Andor, guys. We watched Andor. He was great series to watch along with you guys. Hayden Christensen. Yeah, I guess it was him for actors on actors. I'm going to have to watch a bunch of those. Pedro Pascal. Poor Things. Who's this? Lindsay Lohan. Her new goal is to produce more rom-coms. I know that arena so well. Okay. Well, apparently she's got her head back on her shoulders well. So I wish her the best. Good luck with that, Lindsay. She did that Christmas movie last year, right? Oh, is she pregnant now? She expecting? Congrats. Halle Bailey. Again, I love Halle Bailey. Looking forward to her work. She's going to be next in The Color Purple, right? Looking forward to that. Pretty Little Liars. Anniversary. UK trailer for Talk to Me. Talk to Me. Looking forward to that horror movie. For sure. Andrew Scott. Paul Mescal. Ethan Hawke. Alright. Doesn't seem to be too much here. The World of Doom Part 2. Seems to be a segment there. Barbie. Spanish poster for Barbie. First trailer for Expendables. Halle Bailey. Yeah. Guys, I could never be one of those people that comes out and says terrible things. I could never. It's not in me about her or The Little Mermaid. I had lots of fun watching it with you guys yesterday too. The original. I think there's a hybrid mix in there to create like a perfect telling of that story, but that would just be achieved in the edit bay. Anyway, I still like the live action Little Mermaid. It's just solid movie. Cool. Let's end it out there today, guys. All right, guys, that's it for me. Go out and enjoy Transformers. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. We'll be back tomorrow for more movie news headlines, see what people are saying. We'll take the blood pressure meter for what Transformers fans are saying out of the theater. And then, of course, Saturday this weekend, you'll pay attention for my reviews and everything like that. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you next time on Mirror Domains. Thanks, Hourglass. Bye for the Hobbit and Chris Schober in the live.